So we went ahead and wired up some of the factory wiring up top to the inverter. Just so you guys know, some do know, some don't know, we are 100% off-grid. There's no AC grid power coming here whatsoever, so we have solar panels and we have a generator for backup for whenever it gets dark or nighttime and the batteries are discharged to a low point. You can start the generator up and recharge our batteries. So the generator feeds will come into here, A phase and B phase. It will pass through. It comes up to the generator connection right here, runs through the inverter, charges the batteries, and your AC output comes out, comes down to this breaker right here, and our load will come off of these lugs down here, and it will go to our load center to my right. So the next thing we're going to do, since that's all hooked up, we're going to go ahead and pull the load side off this, come down to the pipe, hit that trough, and tighten that panel. The panel's wired up, it comes from the inverter. We've been turned into AC power. Right here on A phase, B phase, here's a neutral, and this is our ground. So on this leg right here, from hot to neutral or hot to ground, we're gonna read 120 volts. From this phase here, same thing, should read 120 volts from hot to neutral or hot to ground. If I take these two phases together, I'm gonna have 240 volts. So this panel right here will run our house, and it's also gonna run the well house outside also. I'm marking this wire white, it's my neutral. This is gonna be our red wire, it's gonna be B phase. You caught it! Hey guys, welcome back. So you saw Aaron pull the wire through the inverter, down to the trough, and up into the panel. I went ahead and made a connection on my phases, my neutral, and my ground.
Yes, so we'll go more in depth on that in a little bit, but for now we are headed down to the solar panels so that we can pipe up to the combiner box, get the wire pulled through, terminated, and then install the ground rod.
And that ground rod is supposed to be for lightning protection. Manufacturer recommends that we drive a ground rod, make the connections to the frame, and I guess all the steel piping out there goes to ground. We all know if lightning hits it, it's going to destroy everything. That's why we have the lightning arrestor on the inside to protect all the components on the inside in the event lightning does strike that.
Yep. So yeah, let's head down there and get started.
Let's go. So we got the combiner box wired up. If you follow these leads right here, these are negative leads from our solar panels. It comes on up, comes through, and ties to the PV negative bar. And then coming off this PV negative bar is our negative wire that goes down the pipe and out back to our powerhouse, to the disconnect. Same thing right here. On this side, we have our two positives. Comes up right here and ties into here. It's a little bit different. These guys are fused. We don't have the fuses in there right now. But it comes back down, comes through, hits this bar, and off this lug right there feeds back through to the powerhouse also for the positive wire. This right here is our ground that comes through for our equipment ground, and the thing's wired up. That's it. Basically, it's called a combiner box because it pretty much takes your solar panels and combines everything together, and you got one set of wires going to come from here back to the house. So we're going to install a ground rod out here for the solar panels. We're not going to drive it down at where we live at. We go about 3 or 4 feet and that thing stops. So luckily when we had the Mini X out here a few weeks ago, when we trenched all this stuff in, we also opened up a trench for a ground rod. Code states you got to go straight down. I think it's 8 foot down, or if you can't get down 8 foot because of rock, you can shoot down to 45 going down. We ain't getting that either. Or you can go ahead and lay it in the ground horizontal and have it down 30 inches above grade. And that's what we did. So we're dug down 2.5 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and attach the ground wire, the acorn, to the ground rod, tighten it up, throw it in the ditch, pull the wire through the ditch, and then backfill it with the mound of dirt behind me with the tractor. So the last thing we had to do was put the ground rod in, bring the wire over down to the trench, and tie it into the ground bar right there. And also we went ahead and took the ground wire up and bind it to the frame that's holding all the solar panels. So everything's now grounded and bonded and done. So we're gonna go ahead and close this thing up.
Alright guys, that's it for us tonight. We are pretty excited because the next time you guys see us, we are going to be wiring up the battery bank and getting the whole system up and running.
Yeah, we got a few questions about having a battery monitoring system. We have one that came with the entire package from Schneider, so we'll be installing that when we wire up those batteries.
Yeah.
So we're pretty excited about to be on full-time power.
Yeah, we're close guys, really, really close.
Yeah, we're right there. I mean, we're about done, so.
Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yep, see ya.
Late to work as usual.
You're always late for dinner, so. Or late
I'm
to
never
make
late
dinner.
for dinner.
Oh, we know that.